Terrell Bracken, and this is Brady McLean. We're going to take a look back at the event that took place in Billings, Montana on April 1st at Rimrock Auto Arena. Ladies Fight Night, brought to you by Fusion Fight League. Brady, tell us a little bit about that fight card.
So this was Fusion Fight League's first all-female fight card, and it delivered. Forget the fallacies you may have had of women's fights being cat fights. We had excellent fighters coming out of Florida, Washington, all the way from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. We had the #2 ranked flyweight fighter fighting on this card, Roxanne Modafferi. This fight card was an excellent, excellent fight night.
Absolutely. We're going to show you 4 fights from that night, 3 amateur fights, including our 135 Emmy title, and also our first ever Pro 125 title featuring Roxanne Modafferi and Priscilla D'Souza. We'll be right back with the action after this.
Hey, can I get a pinch?
You serious? Is this some kind of joke?
No, I'm dead serious.
Sorry, man. You shouldn't chew.
Well, you're doing it.
That's because it's addictive.
Sweet, you got cherry? I want some.
What? No, kid. Go play.
I play baseball, so I'm cool.
This stuff isn't. And you know what? It can actually kill you.
Then why do you do it?
Well, I'm a career military man that was looking for help with chronic pain due to early onset of arthritis. Without N2 cryotherapy, I would be in severe pain, trying to find something to help take care of the pain, and I already recommend it to everybody I can.
Stop living in pain and call N2 Cryotherapy today.
All right, T, we're kicking the night off with our first fight of the night, Dana Kelly versus Annie Kleeman.
Let's send it over to our cage-side commentators, Patricia and Dave.
Let's get right to it. Bout number 5 is sponsored by Nara and Bobcat of Big Sky. Fighter to my left, out of Slap Happy MMA, Sheridan, Wyoming. She is sponsored by Indow Mass Destruction, See-Through Mouth Guards, Zango Juice, 5280 Blue Tie. She is 15 years old. 5'3", 120 pounds. This is her debut fight. She is Annie FM Kleeman. Fighter to my right, out of Kelly MMA, Level, Wyoming, is 23 years old, 5'3", 130 pounds. Her record is 0-2. That is Dana Kelly. And your referee is Zach Unruh.
Jeff Unruh will close that cage door over there and we'll be ready to rock on the second half of our card here tonight with this all-women's card here in Billings, Montana, and being brought to you around the world on Fight TV, FITE.tv, and as Terrell mentioned, will be rebroadcast here in about a month or so on SWX as well.
I believe that'll be in 3 different states.
Kleeman coming in and goes right after Kelly.
Bringing it to her. Nice. Going for a takedown. What she needs to do is, trick her. It's okay. She seems to be having some experience. She's got to get herself off the cage. She needs to be bucking and rolling. And nice. Now she's doing it. She might give up her back, but she's definitely staying in the fight.
Kelly definitely in the stronger position right now, but Kleeman giving her all she can handle. She looks like she does have her wrapped up a little bit up around the neck, but Kleeman's still not going down without a fight.
She's definitely fighting the hands.
Kelly back on top, again trying to keep control of this fight.
There. She needs to roll to her right and roll right into her guard.
Good fight early on in this one, about halfway, a minute or so into this fight. Kelly probably ahead right now, but a nice job by Kleeman there to get up and get back in this one. Kleeman with a couple of big right hands there to the face of Kelly.
She's definitely not afraid to swing. She's got some experience on the ground too. She's got out of a couple of different bad positions.
Both fighters breathing a little bit hard here. There's been a lot of action early on in this one.
It looks like Dana's southpaw.
But she has taken some punishment to the head. Is Kleeman getting inside and landing those punches?
Kleeman's just coming straight forward. She's doing a great job on such a young girl.
Now you see some blood on the nose there, so certainly Kelly also getting some shots. But Kleeman, the shot to the face and the TKO at just about 2 minutes into round number 1.
52 seconds left in that first round.
And Dana Kelly still down on the mat.
Is she out? Oh, I think she might have knocked her out.
I think she is. I mean, she went right down. That was a rock hard punch with the right hand. Is Ann Kleeman showing that she belongs.
You don't see a lot of knockouts in these smaller girls either, and that was nice.
Here's the replay here. We'll see this. I believe this was basically just a straight right hand. She just caught her exactly right.
Oh yeah, nice. Just an overhand right.
Just an overhand right to the left side of the face, and that was it.
Once again, bout number 5 is sponsored by Nara and Bobcat of Big Sky. Your winner, Annie Kleeman!
That was a really impressive knockout win.
Awesome fight. Annie Kleeman with a heck of a comeback, maybe even knockout of the night.
Absolutely. You know, at the beginning of that fight, it was so interesting to see that change. She started off so apprehensive, got a slow start, but then came back, and wow, what a finish. Absolutely. Tell us about the war we got coming up next.
So coming up next is we got Courtney King, our current 135-pound champion, defending her strap against Serena De Jesus. Look forward to a stand-up battle.
We'll be right back right after this.
Fighting out of Syndicate MMA in Las Vegas, Nevada. She's sponsored by Aardvark Painting, Remove It Restoration, Turkey Pro, The Void, Zonix, The Realm of Caring, Smokin' Photos, and Melee Fighting. She is 5'7", 25 years old, 135 pounds with a 4-1 record. She is Serena, the Southpaw Outlaw De Jesus! And the fighter to my right, out of Z's Gym, Fort Collins, Colorado, the defending 135-pound title holder, sponsored by Maniacs Gym, Lionheart Apparel, Kelly Altsberger Fitness. She is 23 years old, 5'9", 135 pounds, with a 5-3 record. She is Courtney, the Lion King!
That smile on Courtney's face. She's ready to go. Got to thank Fusion Fight League for offering this all-female fight card and trying to exceed the expectations of MMA.
It was when Terrell told me he was going to do it. I don't know, whenever we had the last card back in January, I guess. It caught me a little bit off guard. Fill a card, you know. But he did a great job, and certainly, there were a couple that ended up dropping out of this one, but certainly still ended up with 8 really nice fights already tonight, and this one here, the 6th and co-main event.
Definitely.
So Jesus going up top with the leg early. Both fighters trying to get inside, feel the other one out. Not fighters that probably have fought each other before, but both with quite a bit of experience.
Looks like Serena's got some Muay Thai experience. A lot of nice kicks, combinations.
Kicks quite a bit higher than what we've seen from any of the other fighters thus far tonight. A lot of kicks to the legs early, but Courtney, you're right, getting those feet, or Serena rather, getting those feet way up around the head, certainly able to do some damage up there if they connect.
Courtney's got some really good head movement.
Serena, nice kick there. She landed at the right side of Courtney's rib cage there. Knee to the leg there. Once again, those legs coming up top. The first fighter we've seen tonight with their ankles ripped, or their ankles taped rather, and wrapped, and that may very well be part of why, that she has every intention of getting those feet up and doing as much damage as she can with it, wants to protect it to whatever degree she can.
Yeah, definitely.
Dancing around in the middle of the ring. Neither fighter really taking control of the bout just yet.
They still look like they're feeling each other out. Right at first, they just went right for it, but now they're getting a little more cautious, trying to figure out what they're going to do next.
Imagine both fighters remembering, too, this, because it is a title fight, it could go 5 rounds rather than the ordinary 3. So if it were to end up, going deeper into this fight, you don't want to waste all your energy right out of the gate and then have 3 or 4 more rounds where you have to somehow try and persevere.
Courtney's really deflecting a lot of her punches and kicks and everything. She still has a big smile on her face. They're in there just working.
Serena shaking her head like she is not amused. Trying to get inside as we get inside the last minute of the first round here. This may be a difficult one for the judges to call. We'll see what happens here in the last 45 seconds of the round.
Definitely. It's a very evenly matched fight. It's good.
Jesus with a nasty kick to the midsection there. King trying to get inside, not able to do so thus far. 30 seconds to go. Both fighters wanting to put on a show for the judges before they go to the cards here at the end of round 1.
And I want to say that Courtney is also undefeated in the Fusion Fight League.
I think that may well be right. Yeah, no, I think that's she does have 3 losses on her record, but yeah, I think you're right. I don't think she obviously is from
10
Fort
seconds.
Collins. Neither fighter make a statement here before the end of round 1.
That was the end of the round.
Nobody heard it. You were the only one that heard it. The ref didn't hear it. Neither did either of the fighters. So that takes us to the end of round 1. Well, that's probably the most difficult round to score thus far tonight, Patricia, as neither fighter really exerting themselves an enormous amount. Not a lot of damage done either way either, but it'd be interesting to see.
These girls look like they're ready for the next round.
The prize is bigger, so is the work you got to put in.
Definitely.
We get set to go to round number 2. Fighters back out. Touch gloves. And here we go with round number 2. Serena trying to take Courtney's belt. Courtney, the reigning 135-pound title holder in Fusion Fight.
Let's see if anything different changes with their game after talking with their corners out on the break.
Courtney's clearly trying to get inside. I think probably recognizing those legs are dangerous. And if you can get inside, she's not going to be able to get up high with those legs and do any damage to her head.
She's got some really good movement. It's a nice combination.
She's done a nice job staying out of the way for the most part of Serena's kicks and punches both. Serena clearly wanting to go up high with the feet in those Muay Thai kicks, but has not been particularly effective at it this far. Just about took a tumble there. It's Serena very vulnerable for a moment there. Courtney not able to take advantage.
Seems like we got another stand-up fight too.
Yeah. And that makes sense, I think, with the background that Serena clearly has in Muay Thai. Obviously, you get on the ground, and those kicks, the roundhouse kicks that she's trying to pull, not really able to do that if you get in too close. Nice job by Courtney there holding on as Serena tried to get into that midsection once again. She was able to land a kick, but it cost her.
She's able to grab her leg again like that. She drives her backwards and she can get her a nice takedown up against the cage. We get this fight on the ground.
Another big shot from the left leg there from De Jesus. King trying to get inside. Brief grapple there as King was able to get a hold of De Jesus for just a moment. De Jesus able to get out of it. Fighter's still out in the middle of the ring. No, nothing on the ground, nothing up against the walls of the cage yet thus far in the fight.
Yeah, haven't gotten any clinches just for a second there. They're definitely comfortable standing with each other. Serena looks a little frustrated.
Serena trying to back her into a corner, see if she can't get some of those kicks to actually land and do some damage. She hasn't really been able to do much of thus far. Courtney, a good job as a defensive fighter, keeping her off of her, at least up to this point in the fight. We're inside a minute to go here in round number 2. Another big shot there from De Jesus.
Every time Serena does come forward with some combinations, Courtney's got really great head movement. Some nice combination right there.
15 seconds to go in the round. Again, a pretty evenly matched round. Some good shots that landed from both, but nothing that really seemed to do much damage to either fighter. And that's the end of round number 2. So after 2 rounds on this one, boy, I don't know, Little P, how you got this one scored thus far?
You know, the first round was so close, but this second round, I want to give that one to Courtney. She was a lot more active. She landed more shots, and I'm interested to see how the rest of the fight keeps going.
Well, I'm probably not going to apply here. Courtney obviously has fought in Fusion Fight League before, so in that respect, I guess she would be the home fighter, as it were, but obviously from Colorado and Nevada, so neither of them a particularly local fighter per se.
And you never want to leave it in the hands of the judges either.
Well, Courtney seems to have heard you. She gets inside and lands a couple of big shots to the head for on Serena there.
She did. That was a really good combo. I wasn't sure if maybe they were going to clinch for a little longer.
Good job by Serena of getting out of that, but did take some punishment before she was able to. Trying to dictate a little bit. Serena clearly feeling the pain there as she's putting her arms up, trying to defend herself, and punches aren't even being thrown.
She does not want to clinch with her.
Up against the cage for the first time as De Jesus able to get out of it. Clearly kind of tapping herself on the head there, so some of those punches doing their damage here early in round 3. trying to get inside again. She's done damage when she can do that.
Nice
Now
way
tying her up for the first time.
Serena's doing a really good job of breaking free every time she gets her up against the cage like that.
And DeJesus brushing something out of her eye, so I don't know if she got sweat in her eye or a little bit of dirt or sand or something from the cage. I don't know. But blinking, trying to clear her vision.
Could be a piece of her hair too.
Yep.
Courtney's doing a great job just backing her up against the cage.
Whatever it is, Courtney taking advantage as she's able to push Serena up against the cage.
Serena's gonna reverse that on her. This is not where Courtney wants to be. What she needs to do is she needs to get her underhooks and spin Serena back around to get her back against the cage.
Again, taking your advice, doing just that, and able to get off the edge of the cage there. Back out in the middle of the ring now.
So we've got about 40 seconds left in the third round. It's been a nice action-packed fight.
Once again, as we wind down, Courtney's almost certainly winning this round at the moment. With 30 seconds left for Serena to make a statement. Very possibly to avoid going down 3 rounds to none.
That was a nice kick to the body. That was a slip, definitely. It's just,
It was, but it still shook her.
got 10
Courtney taking
seconds.
advantage.
Serena's trying to do a nice tie plum with her. She threw a couple knees to the body. All right.
The end of an action-packed round 3. Courtney, I think, again dominant in that round, so almost certainly ahead at least 2 rounds to 1, very possibly 3 rounds to none. So what is Serena's corner telling her as we take a look at the replay now from that third round of action? And there you see the slip as Serena goes to the ground, but Courtney taking advantage of the brief moment there where she was on the ground and vulnerable and able to get in, get her on the wall once again, and really land some solid punches there towards the end of round 3.
Definitely.
Finals tap gloves once again as we head to round 4.
Yeah, we're in the championship rounds here.
Courtney still going after the head up there. Still nothing on the ground, which again is curious especially for a championship fight. You would think maybe because it is for a title belt, you'd see a few more of the disciplines that are out there in MMA. But really, mostly boxing and a little bit of kicking as far as this one so far.
Ain't no reason to get close. You're lighting her up. Window high.
Courtney staying away now.
Serena's using those kicks to keep her distance away from Courtney as well.
I'm kind of curious because you would think with that Muay Thai background that Serena really would be wanting to get inside more. And certainly Courtney has done some damage when she has, as she gets inside and lands a big right hand there to the head.
Definitely. They both just keep coming right for each other.
How far ahead on the cards does Courtney need to be before her corner is going to start telling her, just stay away. Just stay away and be careful.
After this round, she's definitely got 2 of the 3 rounds so far, and right now she's winning this round.
So if she were to win this one, they could feel pretty comfortable, you think, probably saying, look, you're up 3-1 at least, maybe 4-0. Don't get inside and give Serena the opportunity to maybe get you on the ground, get you an arm bar or something, really change the flow of the fight.
They both seem to have pretty good conditioning too. Not looking too tired. Serena's looking a little bit battered, but she keeps pushing forward and isn't having any problem throwing those kicks. That was a nice body kick.
Courtney doing a nice job blocking and then turning that around. Obviously, when you do those Muay Thai kicks up to the head, you do open yourself up and you're vulnerable for a longer period than you normally would be in throwing kicks to the lower extremities rather than all the way to the top. Courtney did a nice job in the fight so far, taking advantage of that, landing punches in return.
Serena's using that front kick, push her back, keep her distance.
If you are giving up a reach advantage, though, and it certainly seems that Courtney has the reach advantage in this one, is that really to Serena's advantage to do that? I mean, it doesn't seem like those are really doing much damage as far as Courtney's concerned.
No, they're not doing damage, but what they are is like every time Courtney comes in with a nice flurry, she'll throw that front kick to keep her back.
We're inside 10 seconds to go.
A lot of ground fighters will use that to keep a stand-up fighter at bay. That was an action-packed round once again.
Another action-packed round.
Well, I'm a career military man that was looking for help with chronic pain due to early onset of arthritis. Without N2 cryotherapy, I would be in severe pain trying to find something to help take care of the pain, and I already recommend it to everybody I can.
Stop living in pain and call N2 Cryotherapy today.
Come stay, shop, and play with us at the Bighorn Resort in Billings, Montana. Located right off Zoo Drive, we have everything you need to enjoy your trip to the Magic City. We're also home to the Reef, Montana's largest indoor water park. Well-appointed guest rooms, complimentary breakfast buffet, free Wi-Fi, and an on-site lounge, and you'll see why the Bighorn Resort is where magic happens and memories are made. Call us at 406-839-9300 or online at thebighornresort.com.
Cute, isn't he? You know what's not cute, though? While Taj is out running around on the playground, you're running out of time to file and complete your claim. But that's okay. We've got you. All you have to do is call Sing Contracting today for your free roofing, siding, and gut.
Well, there's a reason she holds the belt. We've got 3 minutes to find out whether or not she gets to keep it.
That's right.
And De Jesus, on the contrary, 3 minutes to see if she can change the tenor of this fight and potentially maybe get her on the ground or land one of those high kicks to the head. You mentioned during the last round, though, that her corner from Courtney King's point of view, probably telling her, don't let her get you on the ground. You're winning this fight. You're going to win this fight if you just get through this round.
Stick to what you've been doing.
Don't do anything silly and try and get cute with it.
Still got that smile on her face.
Right foot to the body or left foot to the body from De Jesus again. King coming in, still throwing those jabs out there and doing damage.
She's going to the body and to the head now. That big right hand.
Now, because this is an amateur fight, even when she gets in there, she cannot throw elbows. Is that correct?
Correct.
But in the pro fight at the end of the card, you will be able to do that.
Yes, sir.
De Jesus still trying to land one of those big roundhouse kicks to the head. Hasn't been able to do it thus far. Courtney King still keeping her at bay, landing punches when she can, but not trying to do too much too early.
I don't know if these girls know, but the next fight is a contender fight for this belt. So whoever wins the belt right now is going to have a contender who's going to be fighting them next in the next fight.
You're going to know who the next one on the list is.
Definitely.
The next bout is Jillian Knoll against Jessica Morgan. A fight that I know a lot of these fight fans have been looking forward to all night.
Looking at halfway through this last round.
King continuing to throw those sort of distance jabs where she's just trying to keep her out there, make sure that De Jesus doesn't have an opportunity to get inside and do any damage.
Yeah, by throwing those jabs that aren't, actually connecting, what it does is it keeps your opponent thinking and wondering what you're going to be doing next. A busy jab is a good thing, even if it's not landing.
Still find it a little bit curious that De Jesus keeps throwing that foot out there and pushing King away, because it would seem that she should know she needs to get in there.
ladies are really putting on a show for us. This is great.
They are indeed, and this one does look like it's going to go the distance as we're inside 40 seconds here in round number 5. Certainly looking likely that King is going to hold on to her belt, and you're absolutely right. As soon as this one gets done, we've got our feature fight with Jillian Knoll and Jessica Borga, and whoever wins that one will likely be on the fight card against the winner of this one the next time Fusion puts on a show here at Metro Arc Shrine.
Big smile on Courtney's face. She knows, I think she's going to be walking home, or going back home with that belt. That was a great fight.
Well, this one will go to the cards, but certainly from where we're sitting, you and I very much on the same page that it certainly looked to me in at least 4 of those 5, Courtney King definitely the more aggressive fighter.
You got to give it to the ladies. 5 rounds is a tough deal, whether it's 3 minutes or 5 minutes a round, so they did a good job.
This bout was brought to you by Dahlquist Flooring Contractors at Northside Pond. The judges have awarded this by unanimous decision. Your winner, Courtney the Lion King!
That was the stand-up battle that we promised. Courtney the Lion King defending her Fusion Fight League 135 title. Brady, tell us about the next fight.
Up next is the highly anticipated bout between Jillian the Valkyrie Knoll and Jessica Black Widow Borga. Stay tuned for our co-main event. Can't wait.
Bout number 7 is brought to you by PSI and Auto Trim Design. The fighter to my left. Sponsored by Ingrow Tattoo, Guardian Health Chiropractic, Back Hills Barbecue on Best, Affordable Elegance Bridal, Bent, and ACI Northwest Incorporated. Comes to us from Warrior Camp, Post Falls, Idaho. She's 18 years old, 5'4", 140 pounds, with a 6-3 record. She is Jillian Valkyrie Knoll! Because the fighter to my right comes all the way from Lakeland, Florida, out of Champions MMA. She's sponsored by Chiropractic Center of Lakeland, MMA Roadhog Racing, Bearded Gonzalez Law Firm, Anytime Fitness, Holly Custom Painting, B&L Tires, Winter Circle, and G&G Electric. Out of Lakeland, Florida, 28 years old, 5'7", 139.4 pounds, with a 5'2" record. She is Jessica, the Black Widow Borga!
I believe that Jessica Borga holds a 125 and 135 pound amateur belt in another, probably in Florida.
Probably in Florida. That is where she's from. So she does make the long trip up here.
Well, evening. We had quite the young lady. Just took it to the other girls, so let's just see how this works in this fight. It's evenly matched.
And as always with MMA, a lot of ink in the cage as well. Fighters getting after it from the opening bell here in this one. As Borga trying to land those right hands, but Noel getting inside, trying to tie her up, and she's able to do so for now.
They're not feeling each other out. They're definitely just going for it.
Borga taking a little bit more of the punishment thus far as Noel trying to get inside and throw those heavy punches. And she lands one right on the chin.
Double leg takedown. She's working for it. She's got it.
So for the first time in a while, we've got some action on the ground. Is Noel able to land a big right hand right to the chin of Borga and take advantage of that, get Borga on the ground.
Borga's trying to keep her in her half guard. Control her posture so she can't posture up and throw punches at her face.
Valkyrie Noel trying to get around on the other side. 2 minutes to go in the round. Now, because this is not a championship fight, does this go back to 3 rounds?
Correct.
It does, okay. So this will only be a 3-round fight, making each round all that much more important. And Noel, a good job controlling.
Jillian just passed her guard. She's in side control now. But it looks like Jessica's got a key lock on her. I don't know if she's going to be able to actually work anything with that.
Borga's seemingly not all that uncomfortable where she is, not working all that hard to get out of there, so she feels like she's in a decent spot, I think.
She should be trying to throw some knees to the body, maybe stepping over her head. She's just trying to get a Kimura or some type of arm lock on her.
And Noel now doing some damage to the midsection there on Borga.
You hear Jillian's coach telling her knees to the body. If she can get north-south, she can put her knee on her face and also try to break free that way.
Borga able to turn the tables here, and she's looking to get an armbar, it looks like. Borga able to get out of that, lands a punch to the side of the head. Back up on their feet again now.
She needs to back off the cage. She's getting rocked. Nice knee to the body from Jillian.
Borga certainly taking far more of the punishment at the moment. A nice job by Noel keeping her head down and getting those knees to the body, punches to the head.
Nice overhand right by Jillian. She's backing her back up against the cage. She's going to have to start doing something to defend or they're going to stop this fight. There's 7 seconds left. Those are some nice, strong knees to the body. All right, off to round 2.
Through round 1. That one definitely, I think, going to Noel, especially with that late flurry, all of those punches right there at the end. So
she also had the takedown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was action-packed round. We got to see some groundwork and some nice hands.
Check out the replay here. This is that big right hand that just rocked her, I think.
Jillian's just going from the head to the body. Keeping her chin down.
It's actually later in the fight.
Throw some knees in there. Yeah, she's
knees there at the end. Yeah, those any of those individually a lot of times don't necessarily do a ton of damage, but they add up and throughout the course.
Like our 15-year-old earlier.
Right. Yeah, she may very well be at 6-2 by the time she gets to be 18 at this rate. No question about that. Maybe even better than that.
These ladies are not even messing around. They're going straight for it.
I think Noel recognizing that she got in there early on in the last round and was really able to control it, trying to duplicate that performance again here in round 2.
Nice single leg takedown. She's got to keep her arms a little bit more protected than she did last time. She's at north-south position.
Looks like Noel trying to get her hand out there so she can throw some body shots, maybe a shot to the head while she's got her tied up like this, but hasn't been able to do it quite yet.
She's got her in side control. She should be trying to throw some knees to the body. Might be going for an armbar.
Borga, nice job using the cage to her advantage, but she gets out in the middle now.
She's just
Knowles is punishing her on the face.
Knowles holding her down by using her hips and pushing her hips in. She's got a nice sprawl. She's going to take the back. Cage is in the way.
Trying to put her in a sleeper hold, it looks like. Get her to tap out. And she may be able to do it.
I think Jessica's going to be able to work out of it. She's getting in a full mount, though. She's going to have to really buck and roll. What she should be doing is she should be grabbing her around her waist or getting wrist control and bucking and rolling. But it looks like she's going to give up her back.
Noel just continuing to punish Borga about the head and face.
Oh,
and he is going to call it as he was Jeff Unruh deciding she was defenseless down there and taking just too much punishment. So Borga says, no, I'm fine. But as it is, Jillian Valkyrie Knoll will move to 7-3, and Jessica the Black Widow Borga will drop to 5-3. So that trip all the way up here from Florida, perhaps for naught for Jessica Borga. You can see the end of the fight here.
Ladies and gentlemen, bout number 7, brought to you by PSI and Auto Trim Design. Your winner by ground and pound, Jillian Valkyrie.
Jillian Knoll with a dominating performance gets it done in round 2.
And now it's time for our pro main event, the one we've been waiting for. We've got Priscilla D'Souza all the way from Rio de Janeiro facing off against Roxanne, the Happy Warrior Modafferi. Let's get right to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event. We have a typo on this. Bout number 8 is actually brought to you by Tyrama and Sing Contracting. They're the ones bringing you your main event fight. Give those two sponsors a round of applause for me, please. This fight is a 125-pound title fight for the first ever Fusion Fight League Pro title. The fighter to my left, sponsored by 2Flex, CSI Systems, represents Team Claudia out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. She is 27 years old, 126 pounds. Her record is 12-6. She is Priscilla D'Souza. The fighter to my right, sponsored by Removement Restoration, Cryomet, Aardvark Painting, and more. Comes from Syndicate MMA out of Las Vegas, Nevada. 34 years old, 5'7", 125 pounds with a 19-13 record. You saw her on The Ultimate Fighter. She is Roxanne, the Happy Warrior Modafferi.
I have a feeling we might see some ground game here in this fight, considering we got Priscilla. She's from Brazil, and they're Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I know that Roxanne is also pretty first on the ground. So.
Well, she's got jiu-jitsu written on her shorts,
Yeah.
so I'm guessing this is not a discipline that's completely unfamiliar to her either. Again, you've got a situation too where Roxanne comes in at 5'7" and Priscilla only 5 feet tall, but as you can see just looking at him, Priscilla much more compact and powerful, and Roxanne Modafferi obviously longer and leaner, but that's certainly what you would think would lend itself to Priscilla being better off on the ground as well.
These girls are definitely feeling each other out a little bit. Still not afraid to throw some punches. Looks like Roxanne definitely has a reach advantage here, but when you're in the pocket, that really doesn't make any difference.
Well, that's the thing. You sort of look at just their two body types, and you would think this is exactly what Roxanne wants to do. She wants to keep her away from her and be able to land those punches, but probably does not really want to get on the ground, regardless of how skilled she may be as a jiu-jitsu fighter. On the other hand, Priscilla on the other side, you would think this is absolutely not likely to suit her style, given the reach advantage. And there you go. You guys, Priscilla able to get inside, not able to get Roxanne on the ground.
And when they do get to a clinch up against the cage, you'll see a little bit of difference, or sometimes a lot of difference in the clinch game and what they do with their hands and how they maneuver them. A lot of times you'll see the amateurs doing like headlocks, and these girls are going to be doing over-unders and wrist control. Like, that's exactly what's going on here.
But as we mentioned earlier, obviously because it's a pro fight, you can throw elbows as well, which you can't in all of the amateur fights. So if you do get inside like that, the possibility that you could end up getting, having your night end very, very quickly and very, very painfully in a hurry.
Roxanne was starting to try for a takedown. Now it looks like she's just working the clinch, softening her up a little bit. Can't tell if that knee to the head connected or not.
She was trying, but I couldn't see if it actually got all the way up to the chin or not. But certainly landing some good body shots with the knee there to the midsection.
But you see how Roxanne's got an underhook, and she's actually gable grip. That's a nice little takedown. But I don't know if this was where Roxanne wants to be, is in her guard right now.
And there you see the elbows I was talking about a moment ago. Again, you can only do that in the professional fights. And that's something that may actually be somewhat of a disadvantage as far as Priscilla's concerned, because given that she's Brazilian, obviously that jiu-jitsu background is likely to be there. But in jiu-jitsu, it's entirely grappling. There isn't any, there's no striking at all. And so that's a little bit of a different game.
Right now, she's sinking in the armbar right now. The guard's a very dangerous position to be in. There's a few things Roxanne can do right here. She can keep turning the corner.
This is a 5-minute round.
It could possibly turn into a triangle choke. Oh, she got back into her guard, having a little punishment for that submission attempt. But as soon as you see Priscilla working her guard up, her legs up on Roxanne, that's when you know that something's going to be happening with the submission.
Both fighters on the ground. Roxanne trying to use those elbows to the head to do damage. Priscilla trying to wrap her up, wrap her legs around, get some sort of a submission on her. Not able to do it.
Just giving up her back.
Priscilla wisely turning over.
Roxanne's a little too high on the back now. Oh, she's not now. Priscilla seems like she's still pretty calm in this position. Something that you train for. Priscilla is able to drive her forward, she'll be able to get control, but she looks like she's still hand fighting.
So we're able to get up now. Roxanne, some elbows to the back of the head. Trying to strike. And Roxanne now being warned about the blows to the back of the head, specifically the elbow to the back of the head. Priscilla says she's fine. Just checking to make sure there's no blood.
The back of the head. She gets up to 5 minutes to recover.
That's one of the quirks of MMA. You don't get points deducted in the same way that you might in a boxing match or something like that for a low blow. But the fighter then gets up to 5 minutes to essentially decide, and so you get an additional rest, which when you have 5-minute rounds, that sometimes can make a big advantage, right? Obviously it applies to both fighters, so it doesn't necessarily benefit one over the other, but it is sort of an idiosyncrasy of MMA. And that's the end of round number 1. Because this is a pro fight and a championship fight, they should be 5 5-minute rounds, so much longer should the fight end up going the distance. Obviously, with any MMA fight, you never know.
Exactly.
We've got an instant replay here. You can kind of see some of the action there from round 1 of this, our only pro event of the night and a championship main event between Priscilla De Sousa and Roxanne, the Happy Warrior Modafferi.
This is where Priscilla was attempting the armbar. Even though you're going 100 miles an hour in here. Priscilla needs to get herself off the cage, and she did.
The action back out the middle of the ring once again. And you saw there in between rounds that Roxanne, a little bit of a mouse developing underneath that right eye. So we'll see whether or not, or that left eye. So we'll see whether or not Priscilla can continue to hammer that and take advantage of it as this fight progresses. Once again, it's 5-minute rounds. Neither of them made weight, but so it will not be, or no, it's not, Roxanne did make weight. So the way that works is if she were to win, then she will be the title holder. Because Priscilla did not make weight, she cannot win the title. She can, however, win the fight.
And these ladies are being paid. The advantage of being pro. But you also take more abuse and have to work so much harder.
Well, and I would imagine, I mean, are there, in many states, do you have to fight a certain amount of amateur fights before you can turn pro? Or, I mean, how regulated is that? Obviously, there's not a governing body, you know, that's overreaching and encompasses every state. Every state's a little bit different.
Yeah, every state has a different sanctioning, different commission that has different rules, and it just really depends on what state you're in. They don't want people going pro who aren't ready for it because you can really get hurt.
Oh, yeah.
So it did, like I went pro in Oregon and I had to pretty much show that I could handle my own inside the cage. It's like Roxanne just took a really nice single leg takedown.
So Roxanne back on top. Priscilla has spent a good portion of this fight really on her back, although, you know, that first round, there was certainly some damage done both ways, but if you simply look at the fighters' faces, it looks like Priscilla probably got the best of Roxanne in that first round. On the other hand, and Priscilla, of course, did have, or Roxanne rather, did have the warning for punches to the back of the head. Still a pretty even first round, a lot of action.
Definitely. Oh, it looks like she might be going for it. She's going for a key lock or armbar. A couple elbows, short elbows. Roxanne's really working that mount. She's trying to stay in control. Priscilla needs to be trying to buck and roll and get her off of her.
roll over for the moment.
Giving up your back sometimes isn't the better, but it's not any fun to be in mount. Roxanne's got a pretty high mount. There isn't a lot she could do from here. She's going to get rolled over like that.
She is able to roll over, still landing those blows to the head. Don't look like they're doing a ton of damage, but there are a lot of them. They will begin to add up.
And her arm's just across her face. It's not underneath her chin. She's not really in danger of being choked at the moment.
But Roxanne seemingly trying to use that length advantage that she's got to wrap her up and stay on top there so she can control the fight and at least control this round. We've talked about several times, obviously, you never want to leave it in the hands of the judges, but if that ultimately is what ends up happening, you definitely want to make sure that within an individual round, you're clearly dominant, so you make sure you get that round.
Roxanne's got to be careful with some of those elbows. This next time she will get a point taken away.
Let's go back to the mount if we can. Breathe, Roxy. Pick your shots. Pick your shots and make it count. 1 minute. 1 minute. Pick your shots, Roxy.
All she needs to do is try to get to her knees. And get some wrist control. Grab onto one of her wrists, and then what she can do is she can pull her arm that she grabs the wrist control with over to the opposite side and roll out of it. And if she's able to roll and drive forward, she can get into her guard. Looks like Roxanne's going for an arm bar.
Obviously trying to get that submission made famous by Ronda Rousey and trying to get that hooked up and get her tapped out here. And she is able to almost get there. We'll see whether or not Priscilla's able.
Oh, 10 seconds left. Oh, she tapped
She
her
did
out.
tap out. So there's your new title holder, Roxanne, the Happy Warrior Modafferi.
And Green Line Monster is instant replay up there at the arm bar. Make sure you check that out. Your main event fight was brought to you by Tyrama and Sync Contracting. Your winner by straight arm bar, Roxanne, the Happy Warrior, Modafferi!
Cute, isn't he? You know what's not cute though? While Taj is out running around on the playground, you're running at a time to file and complete your claim. But that's okay, we've got you. All you have to do is call Sing Contracting today for your free roofing, siding, and gutter estimate.
Career military man that was looking for help with chronic pain due to early onset of arthritis. Without N2 cryotherapy, I would be in severe pain trying to find something to help take care of the pain, and I already recommend it to everybody I can.
Stop living in pain and call N2 Cryotherapy today.
Roxanne Modafferi with the win, and Fusion Fight League's first ever 125 Pro Female title holder. Congratulations to her on a great performance. Brady, what a great night of fights.
Awesome night of fights, Terrell. Really, really good night. Great Fusion Fight League card, great Fusion female card. The ladies definitely let us know that they can hold up their end of the bargain when it comes to holding up a fight card.
Absolutely. So glad you guys were with us. We hope you enjoyed it. Great things to come. I'm Terrell Brackett.
I'm Brady McLean.
We'll see you on the next one.